What's up, guys? Welcome to Run It Back with Blair Bomber. I'm Blair Bomber. It's Friday, October 2nd, and who gives a shit what day it is? Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter, because you could listen to this today or 9 years from now when you're like, man, I really want to know what Blair was thinking about back in 2020. How you guys doing? We having fun? We doing good things? I don't care, honestly. If I'm being really honest with you guys, I don't care. Here's what's happening. Intro to the pod is I did my best friend in the whole wide world. It's not my best friend. It's not a girl I'd even talked to in 10 years. But Leila Halbert, she's my ex-girlfriend from middle school. No, she's a podcast, and she asked me to do it when I was back home. We did it. We recorded long podcast, like 2 hours long. I mean, it's not too long if you're a big podcaster, but for this, for Run It Back, that's pretty long. Did her podcast. I asked if I could have the audio, have the video, and then we could do like a Swapcast, and that'd be kind of a fun little wrinkle. I've been talking about having people on the podcast, but I went on somebody else's podcast and then just stole their audio. So that's also a thing that I can do. That is a shortcut out of getting somebody else to come onto my podcast, is go to somebody else's and say it's for me. So here's what's going to happen. We're already in the intro. It's happening right now. Hey, if you didn't know, this is the intro. And then it's going to fade back up. And I'm going to play part one of that podcast. I'll do a two-parter. I'll do an hour each. Because it is a long podcast, and I think it's better if I split it up into two parts. But it's my Leila Halbert's podcast, Bleached and Bothered. Go follow her on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Stitcher, maybe. I don't know. I'll put all her links in here too. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So let's just go into it. So I'll do an intro, which is what I'm doing right now. Kylo, eat a dick. I'm back in LA, and whenever the dog hears me in here, he headbutts the door to see if it's open. Because if it's open, he's coming inside and he's getting under the covers. Blair, more dog talk. Okay, anyway, guys, he doesn't have balls. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, let's go. Yeah, no, let's do the podcast. I'll play the first part, do an intro. Maybe I'll do an outro. You know what? Yeah, I'll do an outro. Okay. Yeah, I'll do an outro. And that'll be part one. And then on the other side, I'll release the next episode, part two. Blair, you're kind of all over the place. Yeah, the caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. Shut up, Josh. I do kind of have to shit, so maybe the caffeine has hit me. Either way, episode 179, 180, 167. With also shout out to my guy Big Jake. I saw him on TV the other day, and he's smart. You know what he did? He waited for Jeff Driscoll to go in for one play, and then run to the sideline, and then Jake just stands behind him like, "All right, cool, man. What's up? All right, get my FaceTime. I'm looking pretty good. Do you guys want to see the outline of my dick? You know we're wearing our whites today." Yeah, I'll do an outro too. So first part of the podcast will be Leila and I just shooting the shit, talking about all kinds of stuff. And your boy was on. I was on one. I think you're going to like it. So two-parter, part one, part two. Yeah, that's it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get out of here. Let's do it. Rudy sucks. Rudy still sucks, guys. Don't forget. And also don't forget, guys, you gotta care less. I'm gonna shoehorn in these fucking sayings, so when the t-shirts come out down the road, you'd be like, I know what that means. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Bleach and Bothered podcast with Leila Halbert and myself, part one. And 3, 2, 1, go. God, that was annoying. Don't do that. Just go 3, 2, 1. There it is. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Welcome back to the Bleached and Bothered podcast.
My
name is...
Wait, do I talk now?
God damn it.
Oh, you're going to introduce me. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. No, we're good.
Well, spoiler alert. I'm not alone today.
I forgot what the rules were.
You messed me up.
Wait, hold on. No, let's do it. We're good. Let's go back to it. I'll do it with you. Okay. Welcome to And then you go, and then I'm like, it's Bleached and Blonde, and our t-shirts are $20.
Your t-shirts are $20. Mine are $25.
My t-shirts are $20. Yours are $25. Hers are way nicer than mine. I throw bleach on mine and call them good. Anyway, no, go back to it. Keep all this in. This is all good.
Okay, well, you know who I am if you're listening at this point. We're in season 2. If you don't know who I am yet, then I don't know what to tell you. We've got with us today Blair Bomber, Lyndon's own.
Go talk now.
I mean, we're already there.
Are you mad at me that I messed your intro
It's
up?
fine.
Are you upset?
You know what? That's kind of what I like about not having a pre-recorded intro is that you just like never know like what's going to happen. So
yeah, you could have
whether it's me screwing up my own intro or my guest.
Well, you can't blame it on yourself. You can just blame it all on me. Whenever anything goes wrong here, you'd be like, oh, fucking Blair was here. Asshole. I am upset you didn't hit record earlier because we had some good shit going on.
Well, I'm sure that we'll be just fine. I think that we're probably both very long-winded people, so maybe it's good that we got a little out of the way so this isn't 3 hours long.
I don't really know if we're long-winded. I feel like I'm pretty to the point.
But you've said way more words than I have already.
You're a narcissist. This is what happens. And
There's
check
a
out,
difference.
don't forget to check out Run It Back with Blair Bomber, available on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. My
He's
mom
so
listens.
shy.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Bonnie.
What's it like being so shy
I don't know. I mean,
and insecure?
well, there was a thing about being shy where people were like, Blair, you got to open up more. And then I showed them my asshole. And they were like, Blair, too much. Gear it back. And now I'm trying to find a little
A
bit
happy medium?
Yeah.
I feel you.
Between showing my hole to people and then not talking at all. And I think people prefer
I
the
mean,
first one.
yeah. The first one.
What'd you say?
I told Blair before we started recording that ever since becoming a mom, my brain doesn't work as quickly as it used to, but I'm going to try. I'm so hot. Am I the only one? Yeah, I'm the only one sweating.
You're
Great.
welcome. Hey, it's because I'm here. What's
I'm
going
more
on?
insulated
Is that
than
my
you
camera?
are.
What's up?
Well, I think we're just going to, we've already kind of been shooting the shit for a while, but we're just going to kind of keep that going. Maybe I'll ask you a few questions. Maybe you'll just ramble the whole time. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know about rambling. It was more like just getting to the point of what I was trying. Anyway, you were saying, go. You go. No, you go.
Okay, so for anyone who's listening who doesn't know who Blair is, some of you probably do. We went to high school, middle school and high school together. So I moved to Linden in 7th grade. You've lived here your whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think, pretty sure that you were like my 7th grade boyfriend. Do I remember that correctly?
We were each other's firsts. And don't you ever sell it short like that. I think you were my boyfriend. And
Well,
no,
what
you were
is-
my first girlfriend ever. It was a really big deal for me. We held hands in the hallway and at lunch, and it really mattered to me. And I never thought about it ever again.
Wow.
No, but come on. We dated.
Okay, I know, but like,
We were going
even
strong.
what even is a relationship in 7th grade is what I mean by that. Like, basically what you just said.
It's just you're working up to it. It's like because everything's new, right? So when you're a kid, it's
Yeah.
all just like getting a hug from someone that is in your grade.
That has boobs.
I mean, not even boobs yet. Let's just focus on butts. I'm more of an ass guy.
Oh.
But the first person to wear like I think it was back in the day was the jeans without pockets in the back.
Oh yeah, those were all the rage. I don't think I was allowed to wear them, but everyone else was.
Yeah, but you were like the
I
hot,
didn't need those.
You were the hot new chick. You were that
Yeah.
piece from somewhere else. Like this girl's a piece, isn't she? We're like, look at her.
Okay.
She's awesome. Well, we don't know any
It
better.
was just, I mean, when you grow up in Linden and like go to school with all the same classmates from kindergarten, I'm sure that something sparkly and new is exciting. That makes sense.
Well, you ever have that where you're at like a new job or a new class, new anything, any new environment, and then everyone's new to you, so you kind of have that infatuation with people that you don't know them at all, but it's all just face value stuff.
And then you like have a conversation with them and it like ruins it. But until then, you have that like fantasy of what they
Yeah.
could possibly be.
There is that fantasy. I do that where if I meet someone new and I'm attracted to them, and I think they might be attracted to me, I immediately plan the rest of our lives together inside of like 30 seconds, and then I usually say something shitty and they get turned off. By
When's
me.
your birthday?
We have the same birthday.
We do?
Yeah.
What?
When's your birthday?
Wait, do we actually?
I'm pretty sure.
March 5th?
Yeah.
Stop.
I'm lying. May 30th.
I was going to say, there's no fucking way I didn't know that. May 30th. So you're a Gemini. All
You
right.
believe in that stuff?
Hell yeah.
Well, you know it's all.
We talk about astrology a lot on this podcast.
Okay, well, think about astrology. I will say is it's all a
Have
sham.
you studied it?
Anybody who believes in it is a total. No, of course it's cool. I like it.
Have you
fine.
studied it at all?
No, I'm an adult. I don't study things.
Okay, well, what my argument is whenever people are like, it's bullshit, I'm like, okay, well, have you learned anything about it? No? Okay, well, then you're not allowed to have an opinion, basically.
Yeah, I've dated a couple women that were very, very
I'm not like,
into it.
I don't like live my life strictly by like my chart by any means, but I mean, when you start looking into more than just like your sun sign, which is your birthday,
Sure.
it gets a lot more detailed. Like obviously if you just read a horoscope, like a daily horoscope or whatever, like sometimes you're kind of like, because it has a lot more to do with just that. But anyway,
Sure.
Everyone is sick
matters.
of me talking about that
Well,
here
my
because we
thing-
do it a lot.
If people are into the thing, I either go two ways. Like if I'm not that close with them, I'll just be like, oh, it's cool. That's fucking awesome. Like I don't really care, but I don't know them that well.
Yeah.
If it's someone that I'm like have a rapport with, if they start talking astrology to me, I immediately just start to undermine it all the way, just to be an asshole. Not to like I don't really know either way whether it's right or wrong. I'm not going to do any research on it.
That's fine.
But if they have done research, I respect that.
I'm always just curious.
Yeah, that's good to be curious. You can just
Yeah.
have a conversation with somebody instead of trying to put them in a pocket because of what their sign is. But hey, I'm not judging.
I mean, how else are you going to do it?
You know, you make a good point.
There has to be some sort of scale. You got to
Yeah.
start somewhere.
It is true. I just like if I go on a date with somebody, and it's usually a pretty early question. It's what's your sign?
Yeah.
Or when they say when's your birthday, they don't ask what your sign is. They want to like
Yeah.
not.
They're trying to be subtle, but you know exactly why they're asking. It's not because they want to send you a gift. It's because they're trying to figure you out.
I say March 5th every time.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's my birthday, so you can't
I
have
know,
it.
but I'm gonna use that forever now, because you know what happens is it's always.
Do you
the
know what
same.
March 5th is?
I don't. Of course not.
Okay, well, you might have to know that at least.
No, I don't though, because what I say is I don't know anything about it. I don't know how it works. So if someone asks me what my birthday is, I know what they're asking, and I'll just say March 5th, and then I'll watch them do all the things they do in their head, like, oh, that makes sense because you are kind of like this, and then you are kind of
I
like
mean,
that.
you are a Gemini, so you probably do want to tell people that you're something else.
Sure. See, there it is, and you can, and the thing is, they can always be true.
Actually, I think what's worse than a Gemini man, no offense, is a Taurus man. So at least you're not at the very bottom.
Yeah, Taurus guys can't stand them.
I will say though, I have a lot of friends that are Geminis in my life. I just can't date Gemini men. I've done it many times. That's how I know I can't do it. So sorry.
Are you saying it's not gonna work out between us? Because I've been holding on for 15
Listen,
years.
we tried in 7th grade. It hasn't worked out since then.
I've grown up a lot. Okay. I don't even put cheese on my sandwich anymore.
What?
No, I do it a lot of cheese.
How dare you?
Yeah, but now it's goat cheese, not just regular cheddar. I'm pretty sophisticated.
I mean, goat cheese is good.
Goat cheese is fucking great.
I don't really discriminate unless it's spicy. I'm not really into spicy cheese.
What's your favorite kind
Or
of
like
cheese?
maybe nacho cheese, that's fine. Or like queso. That's the exception.
Are you a Jimmy John's fan?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan.
Really?
I eat it because it's like right down the street from my work. So if I'm like in a pinch, but
What you do is whatever Jimmy John's sandwich you get, take it, microwave it, nuke it for a minute. It's a million times better.
ew.
I'm telling you. People
Turkey and lettuce
Yes.
though?
Don't just get turkey and lettuce.
Well, that's not all that's on it, but that's on it.
I'm burping
I always
first.
do number
Is that
16.
my camera?
Yeah, okay. All right, that's enough.
There's multiple cameras in here. So
How's everybody doing? Are we feeling okay? Are you keeping up?
How loyal are your listeners?
There's been 5 car wrecks since people started listening to this on their way to work.
Oh, so people lie to you a lot.
Just
then.
kidding. What?
What?
Lie to
Wait,
me.
what'd you say? Hold on.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Wait, what?
Sir? Oh my god, now you're doing it on purpose.
I know. I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'll turn it down a little bit.
How did we get from you're from Linden to this? I don't know, but I was trying to give a little backstory for anyone who doesn't know who you are, but you know,
Yeah, I'm
whatever,
just a
this
dude.
works.
Just a dude. Not much.
Well, why don't you kind of talk about a little bit like
Yeah,
what
Tell me what to talk about.
Well, just just for my own curiosity too, because I know you went to Eastern, is that right?
Yeah,
Or Eastern? Yeah.
I went to Washington State for 3 years,
Oh, okay.
and then I transferred to Eastern and was there for 2 years and like a quarter.
Okay.
That last quarter, a couple online classes, did a lot of Molly, good times.
Oh boy.
What, you don't do? Wait, this is a drug podcast, right?
I mean, whatever. I've dabbled in a few things, but I just it's not really for me.
Cocaine, heroin, whatever.
Never heroin, no needles.
Yeah. No needles, exactly.
No needles.
But you know,
But allegedly maybe some other stuff. But
Some PEDs, hell yeah.
some what?
Some PEDs,
What's that?
performance enhancing drugs.
Oh, definitely not that either.
But that's what those are.
Oh.
If you're doing Molly, like, 'cause
Oh, I
it's
thought
making
you were
it's
talking
making
about,
your
like-
performance that night better. You could also use fucking whatever dick pills you want to say.
Well, I don't have one of those, so I don't need help in that area.
That'd be weird if you were just taking dick pills like on the side just for fun. Be like, what are you doing here? It's like, oh, I'd like to feel
Just
a
out
little
of
bit hard today.
curiosity. Just wonder what this is like.
Yeah.
So after, when did you, because you moved to Chicago for a little bit, right? For a while.
Yeah. So I was in Chicago for 3 years. So graduated from Eastern with a bullshit degree, interdisciplinary studies. I went to school for and didn't focus on anything.
What was it?
Interdisciplinary studies.
All
And
right.
it's just a fake degree that says it's general studies.
Okay.
I was in communications at Washington State, then went to film school at Eastern, and then I didn't want to get my film degree. I'd have to do another year to finish, and I was kind of just done. And I had enough to get my bachelor's degree, so I was like, I'm just gonna fucking wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
And then went to Chicago, was there for 3 years.
What made you want to move there?
I wanted to get into like sketch and improv and acting. Because film school, you kind of get the acting bug. You're
Sure.
like, I like to create shit. All of a sudden, you think you're an artist, but you're really not. You do one short film, you're like, I got this figured out, and you don't have any idea what you're doing. But then I knew that I don't think I was a big SNL fan,
Okay.
but I did know that like there was a school you could go to and you could study comedy, and then a lot of people that did that ended up becoming actors and comedians. So. Yeah, went out there, studied Second City did that for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, but then I started doing stand-up right away.
Okay.
And then it's been pretty much just stand-up ever since.
How long were you in Chicago?
3 years.
Okay. And then, so it was last year, like around this time that you moved to LA, right? Because so Lottie and I, my sister, were in LA just on a trip, and I think I saw your like Instagram stories or something at the airport, and I was like, are you in LA right now? And you're like, yeah, what are you doing here? I was like, just on vacation. You're like, oh, just moved here today. I was like, oh, okay. So I had a good 4 months, 5 months before the world shut down. I guess it was probably more like 6.
Well, yeah, I remember you hit me up because I had just moved there. Because I moved
Literally
there,
that day. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was, I think, November 1st. It was like the day that I got there.
September.
No.
That's when we were there.
That's not true.
Maybe you hadn't moved yet. Maybe you were just
I got there in, let's see, wait.
It was like the end of September.
Because I moved.
We were there.
I moved from Chicago back to Linden October 1st of last year.
Oh.
And then I was here for a month, and then I moved there November 1st. Yeah. So your memory deceives you.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. You're right, because we were there Halloween weekend. So you're right. I'm wrong. My memory does deceive me a lot. So
Idiot.
yeah, no, it was Halloween weekend. That makes sense. So, yep.
No, you hit me up, and I did really love LA. I loved being there. I loved doing the whole thing. When it was going, well, I'm moving to Austin.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
love Austin.
Never been. I'm just going.
Oh my God. Well, I have a whole episode about it if you need any hot tips, but I've been to Austin like 5 times. It's my favorite city ever.
Yeah, I've heard it's the shit. LA is shut down. It's not going to be back for a while.
Yeah.
So I can't work. Unemployment's a disaster. Comedy's dead. I mean, comedy won't be back the way it was for another year.
I mean,
from
there's
now.
like a few people that are doing like random like drive-in car shows, which I've heard is terrible.
It's not what comedy's meant for.
Well, yeah, and that's not like up and comers. That's people who've been in the game for like 6, 10, 12 years or more.
Not open mic bitches like
Fucking
myself.
Bill Burr is doing that shit.
Yeah, the one percenters. And there's me like, can I have some stage time, please? And they're like, no, you got to go to the back of the line. And then the back of the line is 2 years long. But yeah, I'll be going to. So I'll probably leave here next weekend.
Oh wow.
It's dependent on. I've been back for about a month and a half, but
Okay.
the fires have pushed me up here a little bit longer because I was gonna go back last weekend.
Okay.
And the fires have gotten worse and worse, and now hopefully it clears up by next weekend, and I'll head back.
Yeah,
down.
definitely not a good time because I'm assuming you're driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not a good time to be driving through.
I could do it. I could drive through fire. You don't know my life.
I mean,
crazy,
shit.
dude. Hey, I've done a lot since 7th grade. Okay? I know you think I'm the same guy.
I didn't say that.
Well, your eyes said it. Your eyes were like, you
I
haven't
mean-
changed at all. You bitch. I was like, whoa, eyes? What's going on here? This is super rude.
I don't have as much expression as I used to.
Why? How do you lose expression in your face?
Botox.
Do you do that? Is that for real?
Yeah. Look, no wrinkles.
You know what's wild is I actually heard. I didn't realize how common it was. Like most women I know do that, a form of that.
Well, people just don't talk about it because they think that people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, you're such a fake bitch." But I mean, I don't really care. You can think that about me, but
That shit's trash. I hate stuff like that. People that shame people that are like doing something that they are how they're trying to improve themselves.
yeah,
Like my teeth are all fake. Like come on.
yeah.
My front six, fake
I know.
as
I
shit.
kind of missed the gap a little bit.
Yeah, I don't at all.
I knew you were gonna say
I wouldn't
that.
have fucking done it. Could you imagine if I did all this work? I was like, oh, I want to go back. Just blew a bunch of money for nothing.
I mean, it looks good.
Well, thank you. I spent too much money on it. Yeah. Yeah. Blew like 6 dudes, 2 summers.
Did you ever have braces?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's why. Because my teeth were like, they were fine. Like they were straight enough. But then I just didn't like the way they looked.
Yeah.
And the gap was slowly getting bigger.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, because it slowly gets wider and wider and wider. Michael Strahan,
Interesting.
you know who he is?
Yep.
He's like the host or whatever. He's a football player. His has just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger.
Really?
Because it's this thing in your gums that just your frenulum doesn't matter, but as you get older it enlarges slowly. You know, like your ears and your nose never stop growing.
Sure.
It's like that with your mouth.
Wow, I had no idea.
But yeah, but I mean, just when people shame people
Yeah.
for it's like, dude, whatever you want to do.
It's not. I'm not hurting anybody.
Exactly. Have people
You're not
stick
hurting
shit in
anybody.
your face, not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm making people more comfortable around me.
Well, most of the time, I mean, unless I actually say something, people don't. How are they gonna know? Like,
Yeah.
wow, you must use a really good night serum.
I mean, who's gonna walk like, hey, your forehead looks weird. Why is
Yeah.
it so straight and perfect?
Well, and people always like there's a misconception between like Botox and like filler like in your face, because people assume that Botox means your face is just frozen, which that can happen if you do like a fuck ton of it and then also get like filler in your face everywhere. Like when you know, like all the Desperate Housewives or whatever, their faces are a little frozen, but
It is jarring when you see somebody that has obvious work done.
Yeah.
And fillers are what I think trips me out.
yeah.
Like the cheek filler.
Yeah, you can get it everywhere. Yeah, you can get it under your eyes. You can get it here. You can get it in your chin and your jaw.
The chin stuff is I get it though, because I have seen people that have no jawline, and it
Yeah.
is kind of a bummer. Like someone who has like an overbite, and it's just like,
yeah.
I went on a date with a girl one time, and it was off the apps, and she's a super nice girl. She was super hot. I was like, this is cool. We vibed a little bit. We met for the date, and she did not look anything like her pictures. Like every picture was, you know, like the
Oh yeah, sure.
like this, and I was like, they're all the same. I'm like, well, I guess girls do that. That's not unheard of.
Yeah.
And we meet up, and you know, she just had a mean overbite.
Okay, I literally have talked about this. We did an episode specifically about app dating, and that's like something I mentioned is like I don't understand why people do that. It's like if you're intending on meeting with someone in person, why don't you just be honest with your pictures? Give a little variety so that it's like, you know, people don't think they're being catfished.
Because
like
most people have no intention of ever meeting up with anybody. They just do it for this.
Can't relate.
It's the dopamine of the like.
Yeah,
it's a
I
game.
guess.
It's a swipe.
Yeah.
Swipe. You get the oh my serotonin happens. Wow, this is amazing. We
Yeah.
matched. But I mean, I can't.
Well,
it's
she
wild.
obviously did if she went out with you.
Yeah, we went out. We had some sex. She was a nice girl.
Okay,
It
all
was
right.
cool. She was sweet, sweet girl. Great body. She was really cool. She was a little bit. It was Chicago winter, and there was 2 separate times where she was like, "Hey, I'm out getting drinks with my friends.
Yeah.
Let's meet at my place." And I was like, "Yeah, for sure. When should I go over there?" She's like, "Go right now." And I'm like, "Let's go."
Oh shit.
And the first time I went over there, it was cold as shit, and she wasn't there yet. I'm like, "Hey, where you at?" She's like, "Oh, I'm closing out my tab now." I'm like, "No, it's -30. You gotta,
Yeah.
you can't. You gotta. I could have stayed at home and
Yeah.
waited an extra. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna come." And then it took her 25 minutes to get there, and it was cold as shit.
You're an icicle by the time she got there.
And so the first time, I'm like, "Okay, that's what I get. It's fine." But then the next weekend, same thing happened, and I waited probably 15 minutes, and I was like, "No, I'm gone. I'm bailed." So I Ubered down there. Cost me like $12 to get down to her place.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Waited. I'm like, "Hey, I'm not doing this again."
No.
And she was like, "I'm almost there. Fucking asshole, wait." And I was like, "All right, well, now we're name calling." So,
Yeah.
and then I just bailed and went home and beat off, and it was a good night.
Oh, all right.
Never saw her again.
I mean, you know, that's sometimes
Shout
just
out
how
Michelle.
It goes.
Hope she's listening.
Oh my God.
I think her name was Katie. I don't know. It's all the same.
Yeah. pretty
App
much.
dating is yeah. I mean, but
I just had to break up with a I mean, I don't know if you could call it a breakup, but this guy that I think we spent time together in person like 3 times. And after, like, the first time was really great. And then the second time was kind of, it was okay, but like the communication between the first and the second time, there were some red flags that kind of popped up.
Like what?
Like just, I don't know, just like some communication things that I was just like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be compatible, like
what?
long term.
Come on, give me details.
He
Let's
lives 3 hours away,
That's
almost
kind of a good thing.
2.5 hours. I don't mind.
Hell yeah.
But then he was like, well, I don't like Bellingham. I'm not ever going to come up there. And I'm like, why are you talking to me then? I literally asked him. I was like, why are you talking to me?
Power play.
So anyway, just like weird stuff like that where I was kind of like, the first time was fun. So like, we'll give it another shot. So then I see him again. It was fine, whatever. And then we're trying to coordinate when we're going to get to see each other again. We're like, let's meet in Seattle. That's kind of a halfway point for both of us. A little closer for him, but that's beside the point. So my son goes with his dad every other weekend. So that's when I have like free time to do whatever. So we plan to go stay at a hotel together.
Ooh,
And-
hotel sex is kind of the best.
Yeah, I mean, don't think the location really matters that much as the person does, but sure.
You know what I mean. Don't downplay what I'm saying. Everybody knows hotel sex is like, hey, it's an agreement. We're going to go fuck shit up in this place.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about being good to any part of it. You're
Yeah.
disrespecting the room together as a team. That's team building.
True. Well, anyway, so this just happened like a couple days ago. So, well, by the time this episode comes out, it will have been weeks ago, but whatever.
Are you backlogging me?
Yeah, I'm getting ready for season 2. We're in a break right now.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, there's already been a few other things that have happened. Like I was down in Bellevue one weekend with my family and I was like, hey, like I'm near you. After my kid goes to bed, I could like, sneak away and come see you, whatever. And he goes, I'm tired. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're tired?
Yeah.
I'm 20 minutes away from you and you know that you're not going to be able to see me all the time. Like you're fucking tired? I'm sorry?
So you left your kid on the street and you drove 20 minutes to this guy's place.
Okay, my parents were with my son.
Okay, just want to make that clear. You just dump your kid on like a trash can and be like, hey, I'm coming back soon.
Yeah, just
Stay
like
there.
weird shit like that I was like, the fuck? Like maybe if we had been dating for 6 months, that would have been more acceptable. But like in the beginning, it's supposed to be like fun and exciting, right? And like, I'm like, you don't fucking think I'm tired? I have a fucking toddler. Like, anyway, so we meet up this weekend and it was a complete bust. He, I don't know, was not the person that I met the first time. It was a nightmare, whatever. And so after that, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like kind of slowly stop like responding to his like messages or like be short because I really don't want to have to go through the confrontation of being like, hey, I'm not really into you. Like this is kind of done.
You gotta just let him know.
So
Cut him loose. Save yourself the back and forth. I can't do it.
so I'm getting there.
If
So
it's over, it's over, Layla. Cut the cord.
we were still matched on Tinder, even though we were like already texting and, Instagram friends or whatever. So I unmatch him on Tinder thinking he's not going to notice. Also, why do we need to be matched on Tinder if we're like already hanging out? And he texts me. He's like, did you unmatch me? And I was like, oh boy, here we go. So then I told him, listen, this isn't going to work. Sorry. Basically, it was longer than that. But
do you think being passive aggressive was the right way to go about that? Or just your way that you choose to go about it is how you usually do things?
I mean, it depends on the situation. I think in this case, I don't ever want to hurt somebody's feelings. And obviously, like, rejection sucks even if you're not trying to be mean about it. It just sucks either way, whether you're the one getting rejected or you're rejecting somebody else. At least that's how I feel about it. And I'm so used to guys just fucking ghosting me that I don't have to do it that much.
Do you think that you become... Do you feel like because guys have ghosted you that you are now exhibiting that same behavior towards other men?
Not necessarily. Because we had spent, gone on more than just one date, I was like, obviously at some point I'm going to have to, say something. Like I can't just like ignore him, especially if he is continuing to text me. But after the weekend that we had, I don't know, kind of thought maybe he like got the picture.
I hate the way you're doing this.
It was bad.
This is bad. You got to get better at that.
But I did. I told him. I said,
well, but after all those things and back and forth and the ghosting and being short,
I know.
I mean, you got to just.
I mean, I could have.
We're gonna die someday.
I mean,
who has
to
time
be
to
fair,
go back and forth?
It
like
was
that?
like 3 days ago.
But how long from the moment you guys matched until 3 days ago? How long had this been going on?
Well, from the time we matched until we actually met was like a month.
Give it to me in minutes.
So.
How many minutes?
Minutes.
2,000 minutes.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
Give it to me in minutes.
Um.
Real specific. Like you knew it down to the second.
No.
It's been 4,000 seconds.
No, I'm a hairdresser. I don't do math.
Same, dude. I don't have any hair. I don't do math.
But yeah, anyway, that's my most recent. Well,
You gotta. You
right
can't
now.
do that. You gotta get better at that.
I mean, honestly, I try to be. I try. I do try. But like I said, most of the time it's the other way around, so I don't have to do it that much. So I'm
Sure.
out of practice. Maybe
It's because men, we appreciate cutting the bullshit out. So like if I'm seeing, like I was seeing a girl like pre-COVID, met on the apps, hung out, she was awesome, hit it off like pretty quick. Didn't even have sex on the first date. It was great. We really took our time. Second date. But then we really, you know.
Honestly, I'm a proponent of doing it right away because if it's bad and like the chemistry's not there, I want to know sooner than later.
Yeah, gay guys got it figured out. That's how gay guys do it.
I mean,
all my buddies in Chicago, all these guys, actors, theater
that's kind of
kids.
like the other extreme end of the spectrum. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
I remember I was hanging out with my buddies and I was telling about like this is a couple years ago about seeing this girl and we had hung out and hooked up and they looked at me like I was the dumbest boy who's ever lived. They're like, what do you mean you're waiting to have sex? Like she doesn't want to have and I was like, yeah. They're like, heteros are so weird. I'm like, well, how do you guys do it? They're like, oh, well, we usually meet, we bang in the first 20 minutes and if the sex is good, then we work backwards from there.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, this is worth our time.
Yeah.
And the sex, because they say the sex will only get better.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be bad and they don't want to take the time to make the sex better. And it's no point in even getting to know the person at all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't fully subscribe to that strategy.
It's pretty extreme.
That's right. Like I'm saying, that's extreme. But
Us heteros don't do it like
I'm
that.
definitely not the kind of person that's like, you have to wait until the third or fifth date to have. It's like, no, if it feels right, it feels right. Get it out of the way. If it's good, you're like, sweet. Like, let's keep this going. If it's not, you can just say, hey, you're cool, but friend vibes. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, but that's like with this girl, she was really cool. We vibed. She was awesome. We hung out for about a month. And then she was just like, you know what? I just don't think we're right for each other. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, I'll see you later. And that was it. And she just said it straight, like, but the timing was wild because what happened was we'd gone out, had a date. It was nice. Back to her place, had sex, cuddled, great, awesome. We both came. It was amazing. I'm a great lover. Run it back with Blair Bomber. Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud.
Ad break.
But no. But she kind of gave me a little bit of that too, where she just was short with me for like a day. And I was like, and I was busy that day. So I was working all day. So I didn't even notice.
Didn't think anything of it.
Well, so she hit me up. She's like, hey, I've been kind of distant the last couple of days. I'm like, I didn't even know. I've been working. Like, if I'm working, I'm not like, hey, let's talk all the time either. That's not really how I do it. We'll do it if we're going to talk a lot, we should do it when we're hanging out, not when we're just across the city.
Yeah.
So then she said, yeah, it's not going to work out. And I'm like, that's fine. Totally fine.
Yeah.
And then we're still like cool and friends. And
for sure.
But I appreciated that she just said it. Hey, I don't think it's going to work out.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I would prefer for that to happen on my end too, but it just doesn't. So usually what happens is you go on a first date and then they just like don't say anything at all. I'm just like, all right. Like I talked about this on another episode, but this guy, he lives in Bellevue or Kirkland, and he drove up to Bellingham. We went to brunch, went to the beach. We spent like 5 hours together. I thought it went really well.
That's cute.
I was like, okay, like sweet. Like we might get to a second date. And then I texted him like later that night saying, hey, hope you got home safe. You know, I had fun. Would love to do it again. No response. Nothing. Just totally went silent. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was down in Bellevue a couple weeks later.
Tracking him down.
And swiping on Tinder.
Found
and
his apartment.
Who pops up?
Broke in.
So I'm like, okay, well, obviously I have to swipe right to see what
Cut his
happens.
ears off. I like where you're going with this.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. Go. I'm sorry.
So we match and he sends me a message. He's like, hey, like, are you actually down here or is Tinder lying about your location? I'm like, no, I'm here.
I think Tinder lies about.
I'm like, funny that you're actually sending me a message after you fucking ghosted me.
Are you only dating 14-year-old boys? What are these?
He's fucking 32 years old.
Oh, they're acting like the 14-year-old boys. This is embarrassing.
This is literally dating in this area is such a nightmare. I know everyone probably says that about wherever they live, but truly it's a nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, I've had, because I don't like coming back here and going on the apps because I'm never here that long. Mm-hmm. So, and I don't want to take anybody's time. I don't want to waste anybody's time.
Sure.
So just as far as being like going back to the thing about lying about how you look on the apps, I try to be very upfront. This is my height, my weight, how I sound. I'm bald. All my friends are tall. I'm 5'8". Okay, my dick's average. Like, I put all these in the profile.
And we
there's
appreciate
no
it.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
So there's never a time when someone meets me and is like, oh, I didn't know. Because like, imagine if I wore like my hat like this and had a hood on and like this, and then I was like only standing on box crates with my tall friends. You'd be like, and then they met me, they'd be like, you lied. And I'm like, well, it's the apps. That's fucking
Well,
stupid.
I thought that my personality would make up for it. So.
Are you saying you're shallow? Yeah, see, that's the annoying part. So I try and put all my shit out there. So if someone
no one likes to be surprised in that way.
Don't be
it's
misleading.
like, it's not even about being shallow. It's just about like the app dating in general, you could say is shallow. It's like, but you just, it's a step to meet someone that you wouldn't normally meet, and then you meet them in person. Even if they're the hottest thing in the world, sometimes you still don't want to fucking hang out with them because they suck. Like,
but you do want to bang them.
Okay.
Come on, let's be honest. If you've been on a date with somebody and they are an absolute piece of ass, man or woman,
don't say that here.
Piece. I'll shorten it to piece. They're a piece.
A dime piece.
A dime piece, if you will.
There we go.
If they're hot, but seriously, if they're hot and they suck, and they're like, well, do you want to hook up? You're not going to say, like, no one doesn't.
A guy's not going to say no.
Okay, so you think if a guy was, okay, say you're on a date with a guy and he's like, everything you think is attractive in a man, physically. Mm-hmm. And talking to him is like talking to an old guitar.
Yeah, no. It's a no for me.
You won't fuck him?
No.
Really?
Unless I'm really drunk, then I probably would.
Oh, well, that's not as cool.
But.
Who has sober sex anymore, though? Am I right? Cheers.
I mean, I don't know.
I had sober sex recently, and it was wild.
I definitely don't. After having a child, things change in a lot of ways. But like before I had him, when I was in my like trampage phase, there was not a lot of sober sex. Trampage?
Your trampage phase?
Yeah.
I love that.
Everyone has it.
I'm still in it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to go through it, especially if
never want to leave.
At some point you like are planning to settle down with someone or whatever. Nope. Like
just keep leaving.
Or even if you're not.
Just keep making more people and move on.
I mean, be safe, but yeah.
Well, safe is like you don't sweat or you're supposed to sweat. What's
what?
Safe? What are you talking about?
Safe, like when you're sleeping with a lot of people?
You're supposed to do what?
Be safe?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like make sure the person's on birth control and wear a condom?
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm telling you to do. Don't listen to Blair. He gives terrible advice.
No, I always wear condoms. I got no kids. I've done a pretty good job. No STDs either. I've done pretty well.
Congrats.
In that regard. Yeah,
so if anyone is interested, Blair's bald, 5'8", and has an average size ween.
And you can find me on Spotify, YouTube, Run It Back, SoundCloud, Run It Back with Blair Bomber t-shirts, $20 a pop. There are 25 for the ones with cool designs. I'm making my brother shed.
I'm dead. Oh my god.
No, but
for
sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big condom guy.
That's good.
Love condoms.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, but you also don't like. I feel like when you have to ask if they're listening to my podcast, which you should be, you know where to find it. On
everywhere you can stream podcasts,
except for Stitcher. Fuck Stitcher.
Well, no one knows what that is. We don't have to talk about it.
Yeah. No, I think it's, but you know what's a kind of a hard thing to, kind of a mood killer. You don't want to ask somebody if they're on the pill. You don't want to have to like be going through the throes if you're kind of like on the way to hook up, because I think if I ask her if she's on the pill, she thinks it's me asking if it's okay to not wear a condom.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, so I've had it like, wait, so you don't wear a condom? Like, I have like 12 right here that have never been used. I will use them, all of them right now.
That's important. You want to make sure they've never been used.
Well,
opened.
But you can reuse condoms if you wash them out with salt water.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
no. We're not recommending people do that here.
Iodine,
fresh
salt
one every
water,
time.
You can reuse them. Just make sure you
no, sir.
blow them up and then You tie the end.
Bad advice
Yep,
again.
go right ahead.
Nope, new
I'm
one.
a doctor.
New one every time.
PhD.
Disgusting.
Just listen to everything I say. No kids, no
I take
STDs.
it back. I take it back. Don't hit him up.
Let's walk that back, ladies. Some girl was like, "Oh, matches me right now. Heard you on the podcast. I'm out."
Gotta go. Bye.
Yeah, fuck. Condoms are a nightmare. And that when you get in a relationship, though, it's like the best thing ever because you're just like, well, we're not using condoms anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you know that the other person is, you're not seeing other people, then yeah, that's different.
You've been
But
cheated on a lot, huh?
okay, you just have to call me out like that.
I mean, you outed yourself. When the first thing,
I mean, I've talked about it,
if
so
I
it's not a
say-
secret. Everyone knows.
I just said, because that's the best part of a relationship, is just not wearing condoms anymore. And you're like, yeah, but if they cheat on you, you can both get herpes. It's like, whoa.
Well, I didn't say anything about
ooh,
cheating.
ooh.
I'm just saying usually when you're in a relationship, you know that the other person's not sleeping with other people.
You could hope, but I mean, cheating happens, whatever. I've never cheated on anybody before,
That's good to know.
but I've been cheated on. Everyone's been cheated on, I feel like. Right? Have you been cheated on?
Oh yeah.
See?
Oh yeah. I had
You
a
know
real
it.
bad one. A real bad
Did you
one.
walk in on it?
It's a long story. I did a whole episode on it, but I
Sounds
dated a
healthy.
guy for 2 years. He was 15 years older than me.
I thought you said he was 15. He was 15, dated from 13 to 15.
No. Take it easy.
He was 15, huge cock, nice guy.
Nope. Nope. He was 15 years older than me. I was 20. And long story short, he had like another full blown girlfriend, like not even just like a side chick, like a full blown relationship the whole time we were together.
Polygamy's cool.
And yeah, when every party involved is consenting to the polygamy.
Sure.
Anyway, so there was her, and then there were a couple other ones that were side pieces. And then like later after we broke up, I ended up becoming friends with the other girl. We kind of bonded over his bullshit. And then
You befriended the girl from the guy who you were seeing, who was also seeing the girl?
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
that's
because
not
I
bad.
wanted answers. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. He's obviously not telling me the truth.
You'll never see dudes do that. You'll never see a guy get cheated on by another guy or a girl with
Well,
another guy and be like, hey man, you want to hang out
it
with beers,
was-
talk about our whore ex-girlfriend?
It was a unique situation because of like all the details. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it short, but basically like he was with her for like 8 years before I even met him.
So you were the mistress.
So, but then we were together for 2 years, and he was like bringing me to his family's fucking Christmas and like spending time with my family and like the whole thing. And then later come to find out he's like telling everyone else that we're just friends.
His family's like into it. Like, oh, I like Layla's great.
Well, that's
Oh
the
my
thing.
God.
I think the reason he was bringing me around his family is because at the time I was like a good little like church girl who like sang at church and whatever.
That's kind of a power move
And
to
then-
bring your side chick to family stuff.
Okay. Anyway, the other girl was a little more wild and whatever. So like they were doing all the fun stuff together, and I was
anal?
getting to like, okay.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm regretting not knowing how to edit this podcast.
Come on. That's a good one. I'll edit it for you.
Yeah.
The hard copy. I'll just make it a loop of me saying anal over and over
Okay.
and over again.
I mean, yeah,
How
I
many
don't
listeners have you lost, you think? in the
honestly,
last-
do I even want to go there? I'm going to have to tell my parents not to listen to this one because they listen to every episode.
Well, they're probably like me then, right? Parents like me.
He's a nice, wholesome guy.
Well, I think because of like my history with church and all of that, like so many people only like know me from that time period. I don't know if any of those people are listening to this, probably not at this point. But like kind of like getting into like sex and like more details about that kind of stuff is something I haven't really like dove into that much.
Yeah, Dove, you're right.
So anyway, like I don't care. Like I definitely would say I'm a very like sex positive like person.
Sure.
But I just haven't really talked about it much. But yeah, anal's great.
Anal's, yeah. I mean, yeah, anal's pretty sick. Yeah, I did anal before I did regular sex, if you want to call it regular. But yeah, at Bender Field actually. Down the
Oh
street.
dear.
Yeah, out in left field. On the
Yeah,
far
it took
end.
me a little longer than that. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 18.
I was 16.
I feel like that's like probably average
Yeah.
for most people.
Shout out Courtney. She was
Courtney.
the best.
Courtney. Do I know who that is?
What's up, babe?
Is that a Linden person?
I don't want to drop full names.
You don't
so-
have to drop her full name.
No, not Linden person.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I
But-
don't think I know who that is.
Still a babe. Still
There you
friends.
go.
Still friends.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with anal is you really got to really enjoy it. You got to really like the process.
Well,
and
that's-
all of
that's
it,
just
and
the
you gotta be
thing.
into because me, I'll go my ass, your ass, whose ass is whose. Let's just get in there and mix it up. Come on, cheers. Run it back with.
Oh, the mashup nobody asked for, but they got anyway.
Yeah, do you have a lot of guy guests on the pod?
I've had a handful, definitely majority female, but I've had a handful.
Do you feel like?
None that we've
having-
talked about sex.
Do you think
at
that
all.
having men on the podcast? Do you think that if most of your listeners are female, do you think that they're like, yes, guy here, or they're like, fucking no guys, go back to our fucking.
I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But I definitely like preface the show with like, this podcast is not for the easily offended. Like,
Sure.
I think you and I are kind of similar in that way. I think you're a little bit more I don't give a fuck
Well, we
than
both
I
like
am.
anal, so we're kind of the same guy.
But I'm like, I've always been pretty just kind of like, tell it how it is. I don't really care. Like,
Yeah,
I'll talk about taboo topics or like whatever.
I get that. You kind of have to.
I'm
stay
not
into
afraid to
it.
have an unpopular opinion.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. See, that's what I do is because I think when I first
but also
started,
I'm a female, so like coming from a female's perspective is going to be different than a cis hetero man.
well, it's probably refreshing to have like because I think women just have to deal with shame so much more than men do because in my experience, women shame women. So you guys are the infighting amongst each other is like so brutal.
Not on this podcast,
And
but
so- well,
in
if
general, yes.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's so mean. It's so mean. Where it's like dudes, like if I have a buddy of mine and he's a man whore, I'm like that's just Tim.
Yeah.
You know. But if you have like if you're in your tram page and you're I love that by the way. I'm gonna steal that.
I don't think I came up with it. I might have heard it somewhere else, but I don't know where. so sorry, I'm taking the credit.
You came up with it.
Okay, all right.
You heard it here first, people. On Run It Back. With
Someone's gonna hear it and be like, "That bitch."
You know, I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. But I mean, guys don't care because it's like do whatever you want. Your business is your business. But like women, if they hear, especially if it's an attractive woman,
Yeah,
because
that's just
they're so mean to each other.
Yeah.
It's like, and they know if a woman who's attractive and she's getting dick all the time whenever she wants, they'll call her a whore instead of just being like, she's just doing whatever she wants. Like,
Well,
let her live her life.
the problem is that it's not just other women; it's everybody.
What is everybody? But I think that,
Because that's the society we live in, which is bullshit.
yeah.
But
But men, I think that I don't speak for all men. I'll speak for all men. Okay, I'm gonna. This is all men. All men think what I think, and I mean,
in case you guys aren't following, Blair's a comedian, so like, just want to put that out there. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Let's keep going.
no, I work at Best Buy actually. So if you guys want to come by, we got Sony digital cameras, big sale, $199.
Shut
Get
up.
there fast. Say my name, 25% discount, no big deal. Anyway, Best Buy.
I
on the corner
listen.
of Guide
I
and-
listen to a couple different like comedy podcasts, and they're always talking about like how stupid it is when people go to shows and just get fucking offended by every joke. It's like it's literally a joke. You literally paid to be here to hear my jokes. Like you can leave at any time, or like
Well, the scary thing
get
is
the stick out of your ass.
the scary thing is now with podcasting is because I think most people get it. When you go to a comedy show, this guy is telling jokes and they're meant to make you laugh. People listen to a podcast and they think that it's just you or I really being ourselves, like what we truly think all that. Like for me, like I go on the podcast and I just say wild shit.
Yeah.
Because it's funny and because it's a longer form and I'm by myself or whatever I'm doing.
You got to do something to spice it up.
Well, they think that I'm just fucking like that. I really think these things, and it's not necessarily what I think. It's what I think is funny.
Yeah.
So like when I just pepper in anal and say anal's like that's funny to say. It's not like I'm not sitting here like fucking only do anal and never wear condoms unless you're gonna use them again. I don't think that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, for sure, just reuse your condoms. I don't think that.
Yeah, totally.
But there's this drop off. But I think going back to like just being in Linden and being from here, and you're someone who's really steered into, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like this is me. I'm gonna be me all the time.
I'm
And-
very famous for shitting on Linden constantly. I've had a couple people like, I had a really good experience growing up in Linden. I'm like, oh, fucking good for you. It's because you're blonde and Dutch. I'm
Sure.
not surprised.
I mean,
I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Thank you.
Yeah,
Love
and
you.
you-
Keep listening.
Well, it's your truth though.
Subscribe, rate, and review.
I love it. You can find you at it's the whole thing. The whole
It's
thing.
everyone. It's
for
fine.
my
Everyone
listeners too now.
knows.
You gotta say it again.
Bleached and Bothered podcast. We're on every streaming platform. We have an
Hosted
Instagram account.
by.
Leila Halbert, baby.
There we go,
Because I didn't
baby.
get to say that in the beginning because you cut me off.
That's a pretty good intro though.
Okay. Well, wait till you hear the music. It's pretty dope.
I heard the music. It's good.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Wait, the new music.
On the episode I listened to, you said this is the new music.
Oh, sweet. Okay, yeah. Then you heard it.
So there we go.
All right. Well, that was part 1. And you know what's funny about this is I literally just did the intro and then paused for 15 seconds. And now I'm like, we'll just do episode 1, guys. Pretty good. I don't even know where the cutoff point of episode or of part 1 to part 2 is going to be. It's a mystery to me, but I don't want to set the camera up again later, so I'm doing the intro and the outro at the exact same time. Go follow Leila. Go follow Leila. And guys, make sure you go out there and you follow Leila. She's got a great podcast and she's got a kid to feed, so you make sure you buy those $39.99 hoodies for the t-shirts. Mine are only $20. Part 2 is going to come out probably Sunday. So if you love part 1, rate, review, subscribe. Tell me you loved it. Tell me you loved me. Send nudes, but only if you're a guy. Only want guy nudes. All right. So send dicks. I think assholes are overrated. I want to see your gooch. So send gooch pics. And balls. I like balls. Send a lot of balls. No dicks though. Balls, assholes excluded, but then balls and gooches. If you're a hot female, I guess you could send your tits if you want. Okay, that'll work. All right. Thank you in advance for anybody who decided to send nudes, but only if you're a guy. Okay, women, you know what? You guys have good enough. You don't need to send me your nudes, unless you like really want to. Then fucking whatever. All right, that's it. Part 1. Part 2 coming in you later. All right, I'm out.